Inside Boxing's Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson, my co-host Aurelio Martinez. All right, folks, in the second segment, we're going to talk about a couple other things. One thing that happened last night, Aurelio, and I know it didn't make a lot of news, and I must say quite rightfully so, but we had Marlen Esparza, you know, Golden Boy's Golden Girl now, it looks like. She was fighting a girl from Philadelphia whose record was 2-4, 2-5, something like that. But the important thing about that is that Marlen Esparza continues to run her mouth that she's going to beat up every girl in the flyweight division. Okay, last night in the crowd, this fight was shown, streamed on Estrella TV, for those of you who are able to get that. And Marlen beat up the girl that she was supposed to beat up. I mean, with her amateur background, of course she's supposed to beat her up. But Sanisa Estrada was in the crowd.
Okay, yeah.
She's 12-0.
Yep.
With 2 KOs. So she doesn't have much power.
Yeah.
Okay. But the fact that Marlen calls her out, you know, is really, as you can all tell, I'm not a fan of Marlen Esparza. I haven't been since, you remember, for the 26 Olympics. She was running her mouth again about how she was best in the world. And Jeannie Fuchs from Houston, Texas, beat the brakes off of her twice. And then Marlen had to go to the Worlds, and she made the comment, she said, the Worlds is where the real competition is at anyway. Nobody cares about the Olympics. Then she goes to the Worlds and doesn't win that.
And so, didn't she degrade the entire Canada, all the people and everything?
Oh yes, yes. I think she's pretty much alienated herself from all of the boxing females. You know, Ava Knight, she crapped on her, said that, you know, she wouldn't come spar, and she dared her to come spar. Man, I don't think not many women care about her. So she's going to fight her way through. But I want this to be on record for me here on Inside Boxing's Throwdown. I look forward to when she gets the brakes beat off of her. I look forward to that. And it's not very often I say that about a fighter, you know, but this has gone on far enough with her. Okay, well, just degrading Canada, like you said when she did it, for you folks that don't know. She lost a fight in Canada and said the Canadians were bums and just, you know, just ridiculous stuff. Now she's calling out other fighters, and hey, pretty soon she's going to get with these Mexican girls. I'm thinking right off the bat, Lourdes Juarez, which is Mariana, her sister. She's right there, I think, in the top 10.
Yeah, but she's not flyweight.
Yes, she is.
Is she really?
Yes, Lourdes. Not
oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the
no, you talking about Patty?
Patty,
no.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Lourdes, their sister.
Okay.
Okay, she's ranked in the top 10.
I didn't know they had another sister in boxing.
She's in the top 10. And I think these other Mexican girls are ready to get at her, okay? But Oscar's going to do his stuff that he does and try to worm his way through it. And I'm going to be on it. I'm going to be on that big time. Then let's go and move on from that, because I already know you don't care about her too much, but her antics.
I hate to say this because there's a lot of good women fighter out there.
A lot of them.
I've really been turned down for the female fighting, because we tried to embrace the female fighting, and they don't like each other. I mean, so how can they grow as a female boxing community when they can't group together? I don't know, but let's leave that alone. Let's go on. Yeah.
Okay. The next thing we want to talk about is that I'm sure everyone last night that saw the fights, like I said earlier, Floyd Mayweather was in a conversation with Jim Gray, and he let it be known that he even said, which I thought was pretty funny, he likes to slap boxing fans in the face. He said, you know, Jim, I retire, I come back, I retire, I come back. That's a slap. Okay. So then he says, but when I won't fight, I won't box ever again. If I do come back, it'll be MMA. And he mentioned specifically CBS and Showtime will have to get together. And so he's just talking about money. It's all about money for him.
It's funny because he did say it'll be in the octagon.
Yeah.
And he really wasn't waffling. I mean, Jim Gray actually talked to him and tried to pin him down and says, well, are you going to come back or are you not? And,
but he did say not in boxing.
Yeah, he said he won't box again.
Yeah, he said that.
He's done with boxing, and he says, he actually, I think, said something. He looks forward to coming into the octagon, and he did. He talked about working with Dana White with either a one fight or a multiple fight agreement in MMA. But it's kind of funny because he did mention Showtime. Okay,
Stephen Esparza.
But if you look on the other network where the MMA was happening, and they talked to Dana White, and they actually mentioned to him Floyd's interview, and that Floyd had mentioned that they have to get together, him, Dana, meaning him, Floyd, him, and Dana, and Showtime. And then he came back with some like, we'll never get Showtime, and he went as far as, I forget exactly what he called Stephen Espinoza of Showtime, but it wasn't nice, man. It was like some germ, a gusano, or something very degrading. I'm trying to remember what he said, but it wasn't nice. So obviously, he actually went on to saying, okay, Showtime, you can continue trying to be an HBO, but you'll never be an HBO.
You know what I don't get? We got times. I don't get why Floyd doesn't bankroll it himself. You know, he likes to tell everybody he's got all his money, he's got 2 or 3 planes, and he's got bankroll it yourself. But, you know, we know why he doesn't do it, because Floyd's a lot of talk. He doesn't have all of that. All this stuff that he says he has, most of the stuff is owned by the bank. Okay, so but just, you know, the mere fact that he would say Showtime and CBS get together, and if they make it happen. I like when he said Leonard Ellerby told him, no, don't do it, and he said, no, but you know, it's all about Showtime and CBS. If they'll come with the money to do it, I'll do it. I think that with the things that have gone on in the last few days with Conor McGregor, that fight is off. So that almost means that in order for it to be attractive, it'd have to be somebody in MMA that would whoop Floyd up real good. And I hope you pay attention to IBTV, where we have our own Albert Rosales and Evan Herzog. Those are the guys that know about MMA, and I guarantee you they'll tell you who the prospective opponents could be for Floyd. He don't want none of that.
And they talked about it. Well, you know, Floyd's protecting himself against a major injury or a major ass whipping, because, you know, don't forget, he puts in there special rules.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, when they fight, when he goes into the octagon in the cage and they start fighting, well, they're going to be fighting under special rules.
Oh, that's out.
Okay. Well, he's already said that.
Well, then he
special rules.
He can forget it. You know what his advantage is that in MMA, as soon as you get in trouble, you can tap out. That's what he'll do. As soon as someone grab on him, tap out and laugh at everybody. Say, hey, you bought your tickets. I'm tapped out. I'm
kind of wondering what the special rules are, and I think the special rules is when they take him down, the referee's got to pick him back up.
Special rules is like special sauce. Everybody's got a special sauce. Okay.
I don't know, but it's comical. It's comical, and but like I say, I you know, before we go, I want to say this. What I really don't understand, okay, when you make the kind of money he makes, or so he says he has in the bank, okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you live the life while you're still young? You know, and I'm talking about young, not in the sport, but young as far as living. You know,
right?
Because when you get into the 50s and 60s, well, you're on the downhill. You know, your time is limited on this earth. Okay, so you got that money now, where you're still a young, relatively young man. Why wouldn't you go out there and enjoy life? I mean, enjoy life. You know, take care of your family, do whatever you want. Supposedly, he's got enough money that he could set his next few generations. Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, why would you continue to go in and try to make another, you know, $10-15 million?
Because you know, these young kids don't understand. You know, Floyd is 40. Okay, we know what the deal is. He keeps trying to get these big money fights because sooner than later, Uncle Sam's going to be on his ass. Okay, you can't just everything income outgo. No, it doesn't happen like that. And pretty soon, those Uncle Sam is on him. I'll guarantee you right now, Uncle Sam is on him about some of these other business ventures that he's got going. You know, you see him slowly getting back into. He made the comment last night, once again, which is comical, where he says that, you know, Mayweather Promotions is basically the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.
Yeah.
He's had a few fights that have come up that we see a few fighters there. This one he mentioned, Gervonta Davis. Is going to be fighting. You know, Gervonta Davis is going to get his brakes beat off. Okay. Last night he was kind of pushing Jesse Vargas over Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, if Broner shows up like we know he can, Jesse Vargas can't hang with him.
Yeah, Jesse.
I would look forward to. I look forward to Adrian Broner coming in after we just finished eating a couple of chili dogs, and that Jesse Vargas beat the brakes off of him. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now, Floyd's doing a lot of talking about his promotion company. They haven't really produced anything.
Well, no, and it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money, and you got to understand it.
Hold up, real. We got a couple seconds. Let's just talk about this real quick. The comment that Oscar made that Canelo Alvarez is what the face of boxing should be.
Okay, we were going to talk. I was going to talk about that in
the next segment.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's wait. We're at the end of this second segment.
But
we can.
Let me just close this segment in saying that I guess I really understand that even though you have millions of dollars, it's very easy to spend it through. And I just watched this past weekend a special TV thing where they were talking about the drug cartels in Mexico and Colombia and all that, and they were talking to one of the bosses, and something really important where they made a deal. He made a deal with this other rivals or something, whoever it was, or the government or FBI that was trying to kill him or something. But anyhow, to just quicken the story, they had set him up at the airport where he said he was going to meet him at the airport. And when he got to the airport, he got on the phone and he says, and I called him and they wanted to know where I was at. So I says, I looked around, and this is the cartel guy talking. He looked around, and he saw a guy in a cab, and he goes, I'm in a cab right in front of such and such gate or whatever. He goes, all of a sudden you've seen the federal government swooped this cab, jerked this guy out of the car, and took him in another car. He says, so I left. He goes, and you know what? I beat them for $10 million. I kept their money because they called me back and I told them, go F yourself. So he goes, I beat him for $10 million. And then he says, it's so funny. He goes, I beat him for $10 million. He goes, but I spent it just as fast. So when you got the money, the money's bigger, but your expenses are bigger too. You just go out and start buying things. I mean, I've witnessed where Mike Tyson one time went into the store there in Vegas in Caesar's Palace and bought $1 million watch. Go figure. But anyhow, let's don't bore the crowd. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about this Canelo Alvarez situation. We're going to talk about, it's our open discussion, so we got a lot of good hot topics about what's going on in the sport today, right now, current.
All right. That's the end of segment 2. We'll be right back with our third episode, which is open topic. We got a lot to kick around in 10 minutes, and we'll get it done. So, as we end every segment of Inside Boxing's Throwdown, a radio,
keep them hands up.
And keep it classy, Floyd.